What's going on, beautiful people? I am Lee Hammock, the diagnosed narcissist, and welcome to another episode of A Narcissist Explains. This series where I take my TikToks and YouTube shorts and make them longer, expound upon them. Today's episode is going to be about how narcissistic parents hold their kids back on purpose and also see them as competition. Like and subscribe for more. Thank you. So this statement right here is 100% true if you're dealing with narcissistic parents. Your parents will be jealous of you. And if you're new here, I'm a narcissist. I have narcissistic personality disorder. So if you're growing up and one of your parents or both of your parents happen to be toxic or narcissistic, they will be 100% be jealous of you. Like this person said, if she received a compliment in front of her mom, she would pay for it later. She would get punished for getting complimented in front of her mom because her mom saw her as competition. And it's weird to think about, like, you burnt your competition. Like you actually pushed out a person you want to compete with, and a person that you will intentionally hold back as well. Narcissistic moms and dads will intentionally try to hold back their kids from achieving goals that will push them past the achievements of their fathers or their mothers. Narcissistic parents will also have you feel like there's nothing you can do to make them happy. You can try as hard as you want to. You can get a 97 on a test, bring it home. Where's the other 3 points that you didn't get 100? 97 is not good enough. Go try harder. You end up growing up with a lot of insecurities and, not feeling like anything you do is good enough. So, welcome back, beautiful people. I am Lee Hammock, of course, and let's dig into it. I hope you enjoyed that TikTok. If you couldn't read it, it says, hold on, goodness gracious. It says, I learned as a young child that if anyone complimented me, my mom would treat me horrible later for it. I hated compliments. As I said in the title, in the introduction, narcissistic parents see their kids as direct competition to them. Especially this extremely toxic ones, the extremely toxic moms and dad parents and things like that. They see their kids as competition and will intentionally hold their kids back. Because, like, as a narcissist, egg white, y'all. As a narcissist, kids are mirrors to narcissistic people. Your kids are narcissistic people's kids, toxic parents, their kids are mirrors to them. It's like holding a mirror up directly to them like this. So if that mirror is shining back and it's shining brighter than them, like the mirror, the reflection looks a little brighter to me. You try to dull it, or you try to crack that mirror. You try to break that mirror down. Like as an example, you see what that person said. My mom hated me getting compliments and stuff like that. It got to the point where I hated getting compliments because her mom would punish her later on for getting complimented. Her own daughter. That's toxic as hell. And good luck on trying to change a toxic parent. Good luck on that. That's probably one of the toughest things to do, because your parents typically don't listen to you. Especially a narcissistic parent, toxic parent. A parent that is a narcissist is not going to listen to you. They're just not, because if they have a God complex, if they see themselves as superior to other people, like my opinion is the end all be all to other people, they're going to see their opinion as the end all be all dunzo to their children, to their kids. So if you have a parent that is a narcissist, they probably held you back from doing things that they were good at. Let's say you had a dad that was good in basketball. Sometimes if you were excellent in basketball and they can't stop it, they will root you on, cheer you on, just like, hey, that's my son or that's my daughter. And the only reason that they're good is because of me. They'll take credit for your successes. But if you're just good enough and they can divert you from playing basketball and being better than them, they'll do that. Why don't you try football out? You go and break your leg. Try baseball out. You go get hit in the head with a baseball. Sometimes they can't stop you from being good at everything. But they're going to try. If they can't stop you, they'll take credit for you being good. I'm the one that put him in baseball. Y'all remember that? I put him in baseball. He wanted to play basketball. I put him in baseball. They were trying to hold you back from playing basketball, but you end up being good at baseball. Sports is just an easy analogy, y'all. It doesn't have to be sports. It could be an actor. It could be, science. It could be drawing. It could be anything like that. Your narcissistic parents see their children, I'm just telling you, directly like this, as competition. Like, you are the comp. And they will hold you back. They'll be jealous of you too. Like that narcissistic parent from the beginning. I'm tired of saying narcissistic parent. My tongue is getting tired. Like, narcissistic parent. Like, goodness gracious. The woman in the beginning, she said her mom would chastise her and pretty much treat her terribly for getting complimented. So clearly, her mom was jealous of her. And sometimes they will, your moms and things like that will make you feel truly, truly insecure. So if you grow up getting complimented from other people, it doesn't feel right. You scared to get complimented. Are you serious? Me? You talking about me? I'm not used to getting compliments. Like every time when I got compliments as a kid, my mom would go ballistic on me. My mom would go boop 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 boop. You know, so make sure, like, so when you're dealing with narcissists, and you're dealing with toxic people, you just always have to know that, like, as a parent, they just are going to hold you back. Like I said, they see you as competition, and if you are like, in a lot of times, if you're too good or if you're just bad, they'll just discard the kids. I know a lot of people keep asking me, like, do narcissists love their kids or whatever? And I see it in my comment section where people ask me directly. They're like, do you love your kids? Yes, I love and care about my kids. I'm there for my kids. You see me putting in the work for my kids. I love my kids. They're like, no, he can't love his kids. He's a narcissist. Narcissists can't love. Let's stop it right there, Lee. Lee, I love you, channel, but brother, you can't love. You're a demon. So stick to making stuff about not loving, because that's what you do. You see, that's what I get in my comment section. People answering questions for me. They're like, Lee, can you love your kids? No, Lee, I got this one. No, he doesn't. He hates them. He does. He takes care of his kids for likes. He takes care of his kids for likes and comments on TikTok and Instagram. No, but some people, like, do all narcissistic people love their kids? No. And some non-narcissistic people don't love and take care of their kids. You don't have to be a narcissist to abandon your kids, y'all. But narcissistic parents will abandon their kids if they not. Sometimes they'll just abandon the kids because they don't like the other parent. Like the other parent, they having problems with them. They're just like, I'm done. I'm done dealing with you. I'm completely finished dealing with you. I can't do this anymore. Peace out. Look, I'm going to the store to get a cup of milk, or get a gallon of milk, or a pack of smokes back in there. I'm going to the store, get a pack of smokes. I'll be back. Come back 20 years later. You see it a lot of times. And I know people get online and, narcissistic parents are not talked about a lot because, the relationships are easier. But having a parent that's highly narcissistic can sometimes lead to you ending up with a partner that is highly narcissistic. So imagine you got a mom that's treating you terribly like that, right? You have a mom that's, every time you get a compliment, she puts you down or she hurts you and things like that. So imagine you grow up, you get married, you have a partner that does something similar. Like you get a compliment out in public, that partner makes you feel bad, that makes you feel like it's still the same, but it's different. That partner makes it feel like you want to sleep with the other person, or you're cheating on them with the other person. They'll chastise you, make you, if you even look at the other person, look at somebody and make eye contact with them, there's cheating. So you grow up and you think that's okay, because that's how you were conditioned as a kid to think. You think that's okay. Sometimes you think that's home. This feels like home. And a lot of people, when I'm talking to people on one-on-ones, they realize, like, I'm in this narcissistic relationship because I have a narcissistic parent. They do it like that. And sometimes that's how it goes. Like, some things are audio control, y'all. Some things you just cannot control. You can control who you end up with, what relationship-wise, wedding-wise, marriage-wise. Most times, I know culturally, there's cultural differences. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just standard American stuff. You can pick who you marry. You can pick who you get married to. You can. But you cannot pick who you're birthed to. You can't pick who you're birthed. That was can't write out like that. The gap is like birth. Like a whiff of air came out between my teeth. But you cannot control who birthed you. Birthed you. You can't control who gave birth to you. You just cannot control who your parents are. But you can pick your significant other. But a lot of times, because you can't control who your parents are, you end up with a significant other that reminds you of your parents. And they treat you terribly too. They just do. That's kind of the thing when you're dealing with narcissists. They're going to treat you terribly, and sometimes they make you feel like you're at home. Because if you're going to grow up in a toxic household as an adult feels like what you grew up in. That's what you knew. That's what you used to. So cut it. And I know people are like, what do I do with a toxic parent? Sometimes you have to cut them off. Or go low contact, especially if you're not financially dependent on them. You can go super low contact or no contact on your parents, which is extremely, extremely tough to do. Because if you go no contact on a parent that everybody else likes, you have siblings that everybody that doesn't see the parent in the same way you do, it's tough. Because you'll be the one sibling that doesn't talk to them. You know what I mean? That doesn't talk to your parents because they treated you terribly. You have a different, every sibling gets treated differently in the household. You might have been the scapegoat child, and all the blame for everything that went wrong in the household was put onto you. You wasn't the golden child. The golden child gets a whole different experience than the scapegoat kids. So you might grow up being a scapegoat, and that hurts your feelings. That sets you back and things like that. So you grow up, you need to, and the scapegoat cuts the parent off, You don't need them anymore, so you cut them off. And when you cut them off, people, you only get one mom, you only get one dad, you only get one grandpa, you only get one. Well, you get two of those, But you only get one mom, you only get one dad. So they expect you to just be there for them because narcissistic parents think that you owe them for you being born. They think that you asked to be here, so you owe them your life. You owe them their service and things like that. And you owe them continuous debt and gratitude. You have to stroke the ego of a narcissistic parent all the time to keep them happy. You just do, And they will never see you. And I know people, they will never see you in the light that you put yourself in, the light that you should be in. They just won't, And that's tough to hear because a lot of times people are looking for closure from their parents. You won't get that a lot of times, and this sucks. But here's your closure. You're good enough. You've done well enough. You're an amazing human being. Don't let your parent hold you back or tell you otherwise. Keep glowing. Keep being brave. Stay strong. Stay empowered. And like and subscribe for more. Mental Illness is out. Peace.